Welcome to Daily News Brief, your clear, concise look at today's top headlines. If you find this update helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a story that matters.
Many Americans worry about running out of money during retirement.
This fear is especially strong for those nearing or currently in retirement.
William Bengen, creator of the 4% Rule, offers reassurance in his new book.
He argues that with proper planning, retirement funds can last a lifetime.
Bengen developed the 4% Rule decades ago.
This rule guides retirees on how much they can safely withdraw annually.
He has been refining this strategy ever since its inception.
Bengen became interested in this issue while working as a financial advisor.
In the early 1990s, his baby boomer clients began asking about retirement.
They wanted to know how much to save and spend to make their money last.
At the time, there was little information available on this topic.
This was because longer life expectancies were becoming more common.
People retiring in earlier decades often only had about 10 years of retirement.
Now, people are living 20, 30, or even more years in retirement.
The 4% Rule, now adjusted to 4.7%, is based on historical investment data.
Bengen analyzed the investment returns of retirees from 1926 onwards.
He tested various withdrawal rates over 30-year periods.
The 4.15% rate emerged as the lowest safe withdrawal rate for a 30-year retirement.
Dawn Norton resigned from her position as chief financial officer in Wilton, Connecticut, after it was discovered she was also working as a town administrator in Graybull, Wyoming.
This second position in Wyoming is over 2,000 miles away from her Connecticut job.
Norton claims she was transparent with Wilton officials about her Wyoming role.
She also maintains that she complied with the terms of her employment in Connecticut.
Norton started working as Wilton's chief financial officer in March of 2022.
She then accepted the Wyoming position in May of the same year.
Norton stated she had been working remotely for Wilton from Wyoming since February, while on family medical leave.
This leave was to care for her injured husband.
She applied for the Graybull position in April, and initially worked part-time.
Later, she accepted a full-time permanent position in Graybull.
Norton claims she gave her retirement notice to Wilton when she took the full-time position in Wyoming.
She offered to continue supporting Wilton until November 3rd.
Wilton Town Administrator Matt Knickerbocker was alerted to Norton's second job on Sunday night.
He learned that Norton was listed as the town administrator for Graybull, Wyoming.
Knickerbocker confirmed this information with Norton on Monday morning.
Norton subsequently resigned from her position in Wilton.
Both Knickerbocker and First Select Woman, Tony Boucher, stated that Norton did not inform them about the Graybull job.
Norton disputes this, citing a written notice she sent in April 2025 about seeking employment elsewhere.
Wilton officials state that external employment is only permitted in limited, emergency situations.
A second full-time public office role would not have been approved.
United Airlines temporarily grounded all domestic flights due to a technical problem with their weight and balance system on Wednesday evening.
The airline stated that they were holding United mainline flights at their departure airports and expected further delays while addressing the issue.
United assured the public that flights already in the air would not be impacted by the ground stop.
Several hours later, United announced that the technical issue had been resolved.
They affirmed their commitment to working with customers to reach their intended destinations following the technology disruption.
United also stated that while some residual delays were anticipated, their team was actively working to restore normal operations.
Despite the quick resolution, United Airlines faced significant criticism from passengers left waiting on the tarmac.
One passenger expressed frustration on social media about being stuck on the tarmac at Denver International Airport for over an hour without any explanation from United Airlines.
Another traveler voiced their distress about the prolonged wait on the plane, describing the situation as unbearable.
A third passenger publicly requested an update from the airline, emphasizing the large number of stranded customers and United's lack of communication.
In response, United explained they were holding some flights at departure airports to manage gate availability at destination airports due to the technology outage.
The airline acknowledged the resulting delays and assured passengers that their teams were working to restore normal operations as swiftly and safely as possible.
United Airlines apologized for the inconvenience caused by this technology disruption.
The incident led to widespread frustration and highlighted the impact of technical issues on air travel.
This incident underscores the importance of robust and reliable systems in the aviation industry.
The swift resolution, while commendable, did not prevent the significant disruption experienced by many travelers.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reposted a video featuring pastors who believe women should not be allowed to vote.
This repost on X, formerly known as Twitter, highlights Hegseth's connection to a Christian nationalist pastor with extreme views.
The video, originally a report by Cable News Network, examines Doug Wilson, co-founder of the Communion of Reformed Evangelical Churches.
The report includes pastors from Wilson's church advocating for the repeal of women's suffrage.
One pastor stated that ideally, people would vote by household, not individually.
A female congregant in the video expressed her submission to her husband.
Hegseth captioned the video with "All of Christ for all of life."
The post garnered thousands of likes and shares on X, with mixed reactions from users.
Some users agreed with the pastors, while others expressed concern over Hegseth promoting these views.
Doug Padgett, a pastor and executive director of Vote Common Good, found the ideas disturbing.
Hegseth is a member of a church affiliated with Wilson's organization, according to Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell.
Parnell also confirmed that Hegseth appreciates Wilson's writings and teachings.
Hegseth previously invited his personal pastor to lead Christian prayer services at the Pentagon.
These services were held during working hours, and invitations were sent to government employees.
In the Cable News Network report, Wilson expressed his desire for a Christian nation and world.
This report was contributed to by Associated Press journalists Mike Pasoli and Ali Swenson.
Former President Donald Trump held a Purple Heart Day ceremony at the White House.
He hosted nearly 100 Purple Heart recipients for the event.
The Purple Heart is awarded to service members wounded or killed in action against an enemy.
During the ceremony, Mr. Trump spoke about the minor injuries he sustained during an assassination attempt the previous year.
He reminded the crowd that these injuries were not easy for him.
The assassination attempt occurred at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, in July 2024.
A gunman attempted to kill Mr. Trump, who was a presidential candidate at the time.
Following the attempt, 3 attendees presented Mr. Trump with their own Purple Heart medals.
Mr. Trump has never served in the military.
He received multiple deferments that allowed him to avoid service during the Vietnam War.
These deferments were primarily for education and bone spurs.
The assassination attempt highlighted the risks associated with political campaigns.
It also brought attention to the significance of the Purple Heart Medal.
The ceremony provided an opportunity for Mr. Trump to interact with veterans and their families.
The event underscored the sacrifices made by service members and their families.
The presentation of the Purple Hearts to Mr. Trump generated considerable discussion.
President Donald Trump defended champion boxer Mike Tyson, who was convicted of raping 18-year-old beauty pageant contestant Desiree Washington.
This resurfaced clip from a 1992 interview on Late Night with David Letterman shows Trump stating that he believed Tyson should not have received a 6-year jail sentence.
Trump suggested that Tyson should instead pay monetary restitution to rape victims.
He stated that paying millions of dollars would be a better punishment than imprisonment.
In the interview, Trump references the fact that Washington was reportedly dancing at Tyson's door late at night.
A second clip, from The Charlie Rose Show the same year, shows Trump questioning Washington's account of the assault.
He stated that she was raped, perhaps not.
These videos have resurfaced amidst renewed scrutiny of Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
The Justice Department and Federal Bureau of Investigation recently released a memo stating that Epstein's 2019 death was a suicide.
The memo also stated that, contrary to rumors, Epstein did not keep a client list of wealthy co-conspirators.
Trump once described Epstein as a terrific guy who likes beautiful women, many of whom are on the younger side.
Facing public backlash, Trump has sought to distance himself from Epstein.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, Trump's former criminal defense attorney, interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell in July.
Maxwell, who is serving 20 years for sex trafficking charges, reportedly told Blanche that she never witnessed Trump engage in inappropriate behavior.
Following the interview, Maxwell was transferred to a lower security prison camp in Bryan, Texas.
The White House is reportedly considering releasing the transcript of this interview.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order granting political appointees control over billions of dollars in federal grants.
Scientists are concerned this could jeopardize the United States' standing as a global leader in research and development.
The order mandates all federal agencies, including the National Science Foundation and the National Institutes of Health, to appoint officials to review grant applications.
These officials will ensure funding aligns with agency priorities and the national interest, as defined by the administration.
The order also stipulates that current and future grants can be terminated at any point, even during the grant period.
No new funding opportunities can be announced until these new protocols are implemented.
The Trump administration claims this will strengthen oversight and streamline grant-making processes.
However, scientists argue it will politicize federal research funding and put it in the hands of individuals lacking relevant expertise.
Joseph Back Coleman, a University of Washington scientist, expressed concerns about political control over previously neutral scientific funding mechanisms.
The Association of American Medical Colleges anticipates delays in grant reviews, impacting progress on critical medical treatments.
The administration has already terminated numerous research grants at agencies like the National Science Foundation and the National Institutes of Health.
These terminated grants covered topics including transgender health, vaccine hesitancy, misinformation, and diversity, equity, and inclusion.
This executive order could also impact emergency relief grants from the Federal Emergency Management Agency and public safety initiatives.
Public health efforts supported by the Centers for Disease Control could also be affected.
Experts predict legal challenges to this executive order.
The potential ramifications extend across numerous sectors and raise significant concerns about the future of federally funded research and programs.
A shooting at Joint Base Pearl Harbor-Hickam left one person in critical condition on the evening of August 9th.
The incident took place in the housing area of the Wahiawa Annex around 5:45 in the afternoon.
The victim was transported to a local hospital in critical condition.
Base security has the alleged shooter in custody.
Joint Base Pearl Harbor-Hickam officials confirmed this information.
The investigation will be a joint effort between several agencies.
Base security forces will be involved in the investigation.
The Naval Criminal Investigative Service will also participate in the investigation.
The United States Army Criminal Investigation Division will be part of the investigative team as well.
Officials have stated that there is no longer an active threat to the Wahiawa Annex.
The incident is contained and under investigation.
Further details will likely be released as the investigation progresses.
The community can feel reassured that the situation is under control.
It is important to rely on official sources for updates and accurate information.
This incident reminds us of the importance of safety and security on military bases.
Hopefully, further information will shed light on the circumstances surrounding this event.
Brookfield Infrastructure and Novo Nordisk offer dividend yields more than triple the market average.
Novo Nordisk recently lowered its sales outlook, but the issue prompting the reduction has likely been resolved.
Brookfield Infrastructure invests in pipelines and data centers, generating predictable cash flow.
Despite a recent dip, the stock market continues its upward trend, making high dividend yields scarce.
The average dividend yield from the Standard & Poor's 500 index is currently an unappealing 1.2%.
However, Novo Nordisk and Brookfield Infrastructure offer a combined average yield of 3.9%.
These companies are also expected to increase their payouts by a mid-single-digit percentage annually.
With just $100, you can purchase a share of both companies.
Novo Nordisk's share price has declined significantly since the end of 2023, despite strong earnings performance.
United States investors buying Novo Nordisk stock at recent prices would receive a 3.44% yield.
Novo Nordisk has a history of raising its dividend payments, increasing them by 120% between 2020 and 2024.
The company recently lowered its 2025 sales outlook, anticipating revenue growth between 8 and 14%.
This is lower than their previous projection of 13 to 21% growth, made in May.
Novo Nordisk also lowered its operating earnings growth outlook to between 10 and 16%.
While this is lower than expected, it is still considered good for an established pharmaceutical company.
Investing in these companies can be a good strategy for those looking to increase their passive income.
President Vladimir Putin of Russia recently spoke with leaders of several countries, including China and India, regarding his discussions with the United States about the war in Ukraine.
These calls followed a meeting between Putin and United States President Donald Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, in Moscow, which suggested a potential summit between Putin and Trump.
President Trump has been urging an end to the conflict in Ukraine and had set a deadline for Russia to agree to peace terms.
This deadline, which expired on Friday, threatened new sanctions on Russia and countries purchasing Russian exports, such as China and India, which are major buyers of Russian oil.
During a phone call, China's President Xi Jinping expressed his satisfaction with the ongoing contact and improving relations between Russia and the United States.
China supports Russia in its disagreements with Western nations and is Russia's largest trading partner.
Putin is scheduled to visit China in September for commemorations of the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II.
Putin also discussed the talks with Witkoff with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
President Trump recently imposed additional tariffs on Indian goods due to India's purchase of Russian oil.
Prime Minister Modi publicly expressed his gratitude to President Putin for sharing updates on the situation in Ukraine.
Putin also spoke with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who conveyed South Africa's support for peace initiatives to end the war in Ukraine.
During a meeting in Moscow, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates, discussed the potential of the United Arab Emirates as a location for the Russia-United States summit.
Russia, China, India, South Africa, and the United Arab Emirates are all members of the BRICS group of nations.
Moscow views this group as a counterbalance to the political and economic influence of the United States.
Putin also briefed Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, a close ally, on the outcome of Witkoff's visit.
He further communicated with the leaders of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan regarding the same matter.
An Australian scientist suggests that probability is a key factor in the disappearances attributed to the Bermuda Triangle.
He is not alone in this assessment, as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association and Lloyd's of London share similar viewpoints.
Karl Kruzelnicki believes that factors like weather and human error in piloting contribute significantly to these incidents.
The mystery surrounding the Bermuda Triangle has persisted for decades, despite these alternative explanations.
Numerous ships and planes have vanished in this area, roughly defined by Florida, Bermuda, and the Greater Antilles.
These disappearances have fueled various conspiracy theories.
However, both Kruzelnicki and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, or NOAA, maintain there is no real mystery.
NOAA stated in 2010 that there is no evidence of a higher frequency of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle compared to other well-traveled ocean areas.
Kruzelnicki has echoed this sentiment since 2017, emphasizing the high volume of traffic in the area.
He points out that the percentage of disappearances is consistent with other parts of the world, a view supported by Lloyd's of London and the United States Coast Guard.
NOAA suggests environmental factors, such as the Gulf Stream's unpredictable weather and the complex navigation around Caribbean islands, contribute to the incidents.
They also mention the possibility of magnetic compass variations in the area, leading to navigational errors.
Both the United States Navy and the United States Coast Guard attribute these disasters to natural forces and human error, not supernatural causes.
Kruzelnicki has consistently reiterated these points, emphasizing the statistical data.
Even high-profile cases like the disappearance of Flight 19 in 1945 are often attributed to poor weather or human error.
Despite these explanations, conspiracy theories about sea monsters, aliens, or even the lost city of Atlantis persist in popular culture.
A new study indicates that avoiding ultra-processed foods can double weight loss.
Participants in the study lost twice as much weight on a diet of minimally processed foods compared to a diet including ultra-processed foods.
Ultra-processed foods, often ready to eat or heat, typically undergo extensive processing and contain additives, preservatives, high sodium, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats.
A separate study connected ultra-processed food consumption to 32 negative health outcomes, including increased risks of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and premature death.
In the weight loss study, the ultra-processed food options included items like breakfast cereal, granola bars, and instant noodles.
The minimally processed food diet consisted of meals like overnight oats with fresh fruit, homemade chicken salad, and spaghetti bolognese.
Although processing levels differed significantly, researchers matched the diets for calories, sugar, fat, fiber, and micronutrients.
Participants lost weight on both diets, but significantly more on the minimally processed food diet.
Over the 8-week trial, participants on the minimally processed food diet lost 2% of their body weight, compared to 1% on the ultra-processed food diet.
Projected over a year, this translates to a 9 to 13% weight loss on the minimally processed food diet versus 4 to 5% on the other.
The minimally processed food diet also resulted in more fat loss, fewer cravings, and lower triglycerides.
The study author suggests that choosing less processed foods and cooking from scratch offers additional benefits for weight, body composition, and overall health.
Researchers believe some of the weight loss difference can be attributed to people eating less on the minimally processed food diet, because ultra-processed foods are engineered to be hyperpalatable.
Despite the health risks, ultra-processed foods are difficult to avoid due to their convenience and addictive nature.
The study also found that participants rated the minimally processed food diet lower in taste and flavor, suggesting they ate less due to lower palatability.
Contrary to some prior beliefs, participants did lose weight on the ultra-processed food diet, which researchers attribute to this specific diet adhering to nutritional guidelines.
Medicare Advantage plans are becoming more cost-effective for insurers, which may lead to higher out-of-pocket expenses for enrollees.
While major insurers are not leaving Medicare Advantage altogether, they are streamlining their plans and benefits.
This year, over half of eligible Medicare beneficiaries are enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan.
However, the growth of enrollment has slowed, and insurers like Humana are reducing their membership in certain plans.
Humana anticipates a decrease of approximately 550,000 Medicare Advantage members due to exiting unprofitable plans.
Around 40% of these members are expected to transition to other Humana Medicare Advantage plans.
Other insurers, such as Cigna and United Healthcare, are also reevaluating their Medicare Advantage offerings.
United Healthcare, the largest provider, holds significant influence in the market due to its size.
Medicare Advantage enrollment is highly concentrated among a few parent organizations, with United Health Group and Humana covering almost half of all enrollees.
Insurers are facing increasing healthcare costs, prompting them to adjust their Medicare Advantage plans.
The rising costs of healthcare services are impacting insurers' profitability, leading to benefit reductions and deductible increases.
United Healthcare plans to drop Medicare Advantage plans, serving over 600,000 users due to rising medical costs, particularly in outpatient care.
Medicare Advantage plans typically offer additional benefits not covered by traditional Medicare, such as drug coverage, vision, dental, and fitness benefits.
These extra benefits are often offered with low or no premiums, making them attractive to beneficiaries.
In 2025, Medicare Advantage plans received an additional $255 per enrollee above their estimated costs, contributing to their ability to offer extra benefits.
However, these plans also utilize cost management tools like prior authorization, which can create barriers to care.
President Donald Trump's tax bill may indirectly affect Social Security claiming decisions.
The new senior deduction adds complexity to when older Americans should start claiming benefits.
This requires adjusting retirement plans for maximum tax efficiency.
The bill introduces a deduction of up to $6,000 for individuals.
Married couples can deduct up to $12,000 if both qualify.
Eligibility depends on age and modified adjusted gross income.
Individuals earning $75,000 or less get the full deduction.
Deductions decrease gradually above that amount and disappear at $175,000.
For joint filers, deductions decrease above $150,000.
No deduction is available if their combined income exceeds $250,000.
Social Security benefits count towards the modified adjusted gross income.
Claiming early could push you over income thresholds, reducing the deduction.
Claiming Social Security early also means lower benefit payments.
High earners between 65 and 70 could lose some deductions by claiming early.
For example, a couple earning $145,000 qualifies for the full $12,000 deduction.
Claiming Social Security early might reduce this deduction depending on benefit amounts.
Luigi Mangione accused New York prosecutors of fraudulently obtaining his Aetna health history.
Prosecutors blamed Aetna, stating they over-responded to a lawful subpoena.
Mangione's 120-page medical history was emailed twice to prosecutors, first by Aetna, then by his own lawyers.
Prosecutors claim they forwarded the records to the judge and deleted their copies both times.
Lead Assistant District Attorney Joel Seidemann described this as a double mistake.
Seidemann stated that Aetna erroneously sent the materials.
He also said the defense compounded the error by sending the entire Aetna file.
Seidemann claims they deleted the file at the defense's request.
Aetna, through a spokesman, maintains they responded appropriately to a subpoena.
This is the latest in a month-long battle over Mangione's confidential medical records.
The records included various diagnoses and medical complaints by Mangione.
Both sides agree the subpoena requested limited data, the account number, and coverage period.
The defense argues the account number is protected under HIPAA.
Seidemann counters that the information did not relate to a condition, treatment, or payment.
There is disagreement about what happened after Aetna sent the entire history.
Seidemann insists his subpoena was lawful and properly drafted.
Louisiana State University freshman running back J.T. Lindsay surrendered to authorities on Friday, facing accusations of sheltering 2 murder suspects in his dormitory.
He has been charged with 2 felony counts of accessory after the fact to second-degree murder and subsequently released on a $5,000 bond.
Louisiana State University has suspended Lindsay from all football-related activities, pending the resolution of the charges.
The 2 suspects, 17-year-old Shamel Jacobs and 18-year-old Keldrick Jordan, are reportedly friends of Lindsay from his hometown of Alexandria, Louisiana.
They were apprehended by the United States Marshals Service at Louisiana State University's Nicholson Gateway dormitories.
Jacobs and Jordan were wanted in connection with the shooting death of 17-year-old Corey Brooks in Alexandria in May.
They are believed to have been staying in Lindsay's on-campus apartment-style dorm for nearly 2 weeks.
Marshals reportedly discovered multiple firearms in the dorm, including 2 Arkansas 15 rifles.
Lindsay's lawyer, Chris Parrott, maintains that his client was unaware of the warrants for his friend's arrest.
Parrott also stated that Lindsay was at football camp when the situation unfolded.
He insists that Lindsay was unaware of any crimes committed by Jacobs and Jordan.
Had Lindsay known, his lawyer claims he would not have allowed them to stay in his apartment.
However, the arrest warrant suggests it is highly improbable that Lindsay was ignorant of the accusations against his friends.
An associate of Lindsay reportedly told investigators that Lindsay knew Jacobs and Jordan were wanted for murder.
Jacobs and Jordan have been wanted since May, with the Alexandria Police Department issuing a public plea for information regarding their whereabouts.
Police Chief Chad Gramillion warned that anyone harboring these individuals would be held accountable.
Republican Representative Carlos Giménez introduced a resolution to remove Illinois Representative Delia Ramirez from the House Homeland Security Committee.
This action follows comments Representative Ramirez made at the Pan American Congress in Mexico City during the August recess.
At the Congress, Representative Ramirez stated, "I am a proud Guatemalan before I am an American."
This statement generated considerable backlash on social media platforms.
Representative Giménez told Cable News Network he considers Representative Ramirez's conduct unbecoming of a member of Congress.
The Florida Congressman resolution is privileged, guaranteeing a full House vote in September.
Representative Giménez, born in Cuba and exiled after the communist takeover, expressed gratitude for the United States.
He emphasized that declaring allegiance to a foreign nation over the United States disqualifies a member from serving on the Homeland Security Committee.
Representative Ramirez anticipated this reaction to her statement.
She described the situation as predictable, though not normal, in a statement to Cable News Network.
She identifies as the most progressive member of the Homeland Security Committee and has been vocal in her criticism of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
Representative Ramirez believes she is being targeted for her progressive stance and advocacy for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
She maintains that her heritage strengthens her commitment to America.
She also pointed out that many of her colleagues identify with their ancestral heritage without facing similar criticism.
Representative Ramirez is not the only Democrat potentially facing removal from the Homeland Security Committee.
Republican Representative Clay Higgins introduced a resolution to censure Democratic Representative LaMonica McIver, which would also remove her from the committee.
Many millionaires are moving to find safer places for their money due to global economic instability.
This movement is called the Great Wealth Migration, and countries like Montenegro, the United Arab Emirates, and Malta are seeing more millionaires.
This year, about 142,000 millionaires plan to relocate for better opportunities and financial stability.
While places like Switzerland, the United States, and the United Arab Emirates remain popular, an Eastern European nation is gaining attention.
Montenegro has seen a 124% increase in millionaires over the past decade.
Although it has fewer millionaires than other countries, its former Investment for Citizenship program attracted interest.
Montenegro is attractive because of its location in Europe and its flexible tax system.
It also boasts beautiful views of the Adriatic Sea and the Dinaric Alps.
According to Dominik Volek, the group head of private clients at Henley & Partners, Montenegro is appealing for wealth preservation.
He told Fortune magazine that its low taxes, with no inheritance or gift tax, are a major draw.
The combination of its coastline, luxury real estate, and Mediterranean lifestyle makes it desirable for investors.
Next year, even more millionaires, around 165,000, are expected to relocate.
Geopolitical instability, economic challenges, and social divisions are pushing the wealthy to migrate.
This trend is so significant that some are calling it the Great Wealth Migration.
Volek explained that as global powers become more involved in conflicts, investors consider political risks when choosing where to live and invest.
He added that investors are increasingly factoring political risk into their decisions about where to live and invest their money.
This careful consideration is becoming increasingly important in the current global landscape.
The changing dynamics of global politics and economics underscore the importance of these decisions.
Israel's decision to occupy Gaza City has been met with a mix of resignation and defiance from Palestinians weary of 2 years of war.
Many Israelis also responded with fear and anger, concerned about the safety of hostages held in Gaza.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced Israel would escalate the conflict with Hamas by taking over Gaza City.
Large portions of Gaza City have already been devastated by previous bombardments and ground incursions.
A major ground operation will likely cause further displacement and worsen the humanitarian crisis.
One Gaza City resident, Youssef, questioned what Israel hopes to achieve, stating there is nothing left to occupy.
She described the lack of basic necessities, like having to walk 15 minutes for drinking water.
Ruby Chen, a dual United States-Israeli citizen, expressed concern for her son Itay, a hostage in Gaza.
Former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert criticized Netanyahu, questioning the objective worth the cost of lives.
He echoed concerns of former security officials about the potential loss of hostages, soldiers, and civilians.
Netanyahu believes military pressure is key to returning hostages and defeating Hamas.
He stated his intention to eventually control all of Gaza and establish a friendly Arab civilian administration.
Hamas has endured 2 years of war and remains defiant, warning Israel of a difficult fight ahead.
Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians previously fled Gaza City, many returning during a ceasefire.
Now residents focus on survival amidst the destruction, searching for food and shelter.
Kamel Abu Nahel, a resident of Shakati refugee camp, vowed to stay in his home, even if it means death.
A relaxing afternoon at an Indian waterfall turned chaotic when a snake swam through a crowded pool.
This incident at Kempty Falls in Mussoorie on June 14 caused panic among visitors.
A video of the event quickly went viral on Instagram, sparking widespread shock and disbelief online.
While social media users believe the snake was not venomous, officials have not confirmed the species.
Fortunately, no injuries were reported as a result of this incident.
However, it raises concerns about wildlife safety and preparedness at popular tourist destinations.
Experts explain that such encounters are becoming more common due to human expansion into natural habitats.
Factors like growing populations, tourism, and construction near rivers and forests contribute to these interactions.
The changing climate also plays a role, as animals seek new food and water sources due to rising temperatures and shrinking habitats.
This particular incident, though not dangerous, highlights the importance of protecting natural ecosystems.
Maintaining healthy environments not only supports biodiversity, but also keeps communities safe by limiting risky encounters.
The incident has initiated discussions about improved safety measures at tourist sites like Kempty Falls.
Experts recommend clearer signage about wildlife, designated swimming zones, and more frequent patrols by trained staff.
Long-term solutions involve broader efforts like preserving green spaces and managing tourism responsibly.
Addressing climate-related pressures is also crucial for reducing future risks associated with human-wildlife interactions.
These steps are essential for safeguarding both wildlife and the enjoyment of natural areas for everyone.
Stocks recently broke through a key resistance level, signaling a potential sell-off, according to Jonathan Krinsky, chief market technician at BTIG.
He believes the Standard & Poor's 500 index could fall by approximately 5%.
This resistance level, around 6,100, was initially observed earlier this year.
After breaking through this level, markets often retest it as support, Krinsky explained.
He anticipates this retest will occur around August or September, providing a buying opportunity around 6,100.
Krinsky identifies several factors suggesting the market is vulnerable to a correction.
He notes weakness in consumer-focused sectors like retail and transportation.
The consumer discretionary sector of the Standard & Poor's 500 has been underperforming this year.
Other market professionals are also concerned about consumer stocks due to tariff impacts on inflation and spending.
Krinsky also observes potential weakness in the semiconductor sector.
Historically, semiconductor stocks have lagged behind software stocks in late summer.
Several chip makers have reported weaker than expected second quarter earnings.
This adds to his concern about the vulnerability of the semiconductor sector.
This confluence of factors supports Krinsky's prediction of a market pullback.
He advises investors to watch for these signals and consider the potential buying opportunity around the 6,100 level.
The information shared here is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice.
Several dog deaths in Venice, California are alarming residents of this dog-friendly beach town.
At least 7 dogs have died, and 11 more have become ill after walks near the Venice canals.
These dogs were reportedly healthy before their walks, with one dog as young as 6 months old.
After the walks, the dogs exhibited severe symptoms including lethargy, nausea, seizures, and weakness.
Some dogs also experienced neurological symptoms and cardiac arrest.
One dog owner, Eric Torres, lost his 4-year-old dog Chloe after a walk near the canals.
Chloe collapsed, had a seizure, and died hours after receiving medical attention.
Blood and urine tests were inconclusive for poisoning.
Community members are now warning others to avoid the canals and prevent dogs from sharing water or sniffing the ground.
The Venice Canals Association expressed condolences and recognized the dogs as beloved family members.
The Los Angeles Department of Sanitation is testing the canal water.
The county health department is collecting veterinary reports to investigate the cause of illness.
Some residents suspect the canal water, noting a strong, horrific smell, particularly on the eastern side.
A dead duck was also found in the canals, raising further concerns about the environment.
One veterinarian suggested the cause could be cyanobacteria poisoning from algae.
This blue-green algae produces toxins that can be fatal to animals within hours of ingestion.
Other residents suspect snail poison, weed killer, or rat poison as potential causes.
While this is the first such incident at the Venice canals, there have been similar pet deaths near other bodies of water.
Archaeologists discovered a 2,600-year-old clay seal bearing the name of a possible biblical figure.
Seals served as a primary form of identification in ancient times, indicating ownership and preventing theft.
This seal was discovered during excavations in Jerusalem by the Temple Mount Sifting Project.
Markings suggest it sealed a bag or vessel, and the writing style dates it to the First Temple period.
The seal bears the inscription, belonging to Yediah, son of Asayahu.
Asayahu is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible as a senior official of King Josiah.
King Josiah ordered temple repairs around 2,600 years ago and discovered an ancient scroll.
Concerned by the scroll, he consulted the prophetess Huldah, sending officials including Asayahu.
Researchers believe the seal may have belonged to Asayahu's son Yediah, who likely also held a prominent position.
While not definitively confirmed, it is highly probable given similar artifacts found in the area.
Such artifacts were not typically used by common people, suggesting a connection to the biblical figure.
The seal's owner remains unknown, but technological advancements aid in identifying such artifacts.
Reflectance transformation imaging photography was used to analyze the seal under different light sources.
A paper detailing the findings will be submitted to a peer-reviewed journal.
This discovery provides valuable insight into the lives and roles of individuals during the First Temple period.
It also highlights the importance of archaeological discoveries in connecting historical accounts with physical evidence.
Donald Trump has escalated his attacks on prominent Black Americans, including former President Barack Obama.
Trump accused Obama of treasonous behavior for investigating Russian interference in the 2016 election.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, following a referral from Trump's Director of National Intelligence, ordered a grand jury investigation into these baseless accusations.
Multiple investigations have confirmed Russian interference to support Trump, but no evidence supports Trump's claims against Obama.
Trump also targeted Beyoncé, Oprah Winfrey, and Al Sharpton, falsely claiming they were paid to endorse Kamala Harris.
He called this a corrupt and unlawful conspiracy and promised an investigation, despite lacking any evidence.
Trump also attacked radio personality Charlamagne tha God, labeling him a low IQ individual and a racist sleazebag for questioning his policies.
He criticized CBS journalist Gayle King, saying her career was over because she did not support him.
Trump furthered his racist rhetoric by using coded language to call Black Americans lazy.
He contrasted them with Hispanic and Latino immigrants, whom he described as naturally strong workers.
These comments echo centuries-old white supremacist tropes, consistent with Trump's history of insulting Black people, especially Black women.
These tropes were used to justify slavery and racial discrimination in America.
The media has not given these racist attacks the attention they deserve.
This lack of coverage normalizes Trump's behavior and contributes to a democratic crisis.
This normalization of racism and authoritarianism has negative consequences for Black Americans and other marginalized groups.
Experts describe the cumulative effect of these forces as racial battle fatigue, a form of collective post-traumatic stress disorder.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer met privately with President Donald Trump to discuss the negative impact of tariffs on the automotive industry.
Securing this meeting with the Republican president was a significant accomplishment for Whitmer, a potential Democratic presidential contender for 2028.
Whitmer presented a slideshow highlighting the economic concerns of her state.
This meeting demonstrates the complex challenge Democratic leaders face in balancing state interests with opposition to the president's agenda.
Professor Matt Grossman noted the unique opportunity Whitmer had for direct appeals to the president.
This was Whitmer's third White House meeting with Trump, but significantly less public than a previous, embarrassing encounter.
Whitmer emphasized the potential economic damage from tariffs in Michigan, a key state in the 2024 election.
She also addressed federal aid for ice storm recovery and potential changes to Medicaid.
Sources familiar with the conversation indicated President Trump did not make specific commitments.
Whitmer is among many expressing concerns about potential job losses, reduced profits, and rising prices due to import taxes.
White House spokesman Kush Desai emphasized President Trump's commitment to the American auto industry.
Desai highlighted trade agreements that could open foreign markets to Michigan-made vehicles.
However, the president often favors public presentations with technology executives over such private discussions.
For example, Apple Chief Executive Officer Tim Cook presented the president with a commemorative plaque and promised substantial investments.
President Trump has claimed significant investment commitments, but these figures have not yet been reflected in economic data.
This meeting underscores the ongoing debate surrounding tariffs and their impact on the American economy.
Maintaining brain health becomes increasingly important as we age.
Diet plays a significant role in cognitive function, especially for those over 50.
Experts recommend a diet rich in fruits, leafy greens, nuts, whole grains, and fish for healthy brain aging.
Among fruits, berries, grapes, and citrus fruits are often praised for their cognitive benefits due to their antioxidant content.
Neurologist Dr. Mil Etienne recommends pomegranates as a top fruit for healthy aging.
Pomegranates are rich in polyphenols, which offer antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and neuroprotective effects.
These nutrients can enhance learning and memory, and may protect the brain from amyloid protein accumulation.
Amyloid protein is associated with Alzheimer's disease, a common form of dementia.
Pomegranates' anti-inflammatory properties may offer protection against Alzheimer's disease.
Research is ongoing to determine if pomegranates can help prevent or slow the progression of other brain disorders like Parkinson's disease.
A sharp brain is crucial for critical thinking, learning, managing daily tasks, social interaction, and maintaining independence as we age.
Consuming brain-friendly fruits like pomegranates can contribute to achieving this goal.
Pomegranates can be expensive and are not always readily available throughout the year.
Pomegranate extract can be a suitable alternative, but avoid versions with added sugars.
Consult your doctor before incorporating pomegranates into your diet, especially if you are on medications.
Pomegranates may interact with blood thinners, statins, ACE inhibitors, and antidepressants.
Avoid pomegranates during active flare-ups of conditions like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or diverticulitis due to potential digestive issues.
If pomegranates are unsuitable, consider other brain-healthy fruits like blueberries, dark grapes, avocados, and citrus fruits.
President Donald Trump, along with the leaders of Armenia and Azerbaijan, signed a peace agreement at the White House on August 8.
This agreement aims to end the decades-long conflict between these two former Soviet republics.
The agreement also focuses on reopening crucial transportation routes within the region.
During the signing ceremony, both the Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev and Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan commended President Trump.
They even suggested that President Trump should be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his role in the peace process.
The joint declaration establishes a Trump route for international peace and prosperity.
This will be a 20-mile multimodal transit corridor connecting Armenia and Azerbaijan through the South Caucasus.
The United States will hold exclusive development rights along this corridor.
Armenia and Azerbaijan have been in conflict since the late 1980s due to the disputed region of Nagorno-Karabakh.
Nagorno-Karabakh is an Azerbaijani region with a predominantly ethnic Armenian population that broke away from Azerbaijan with Armenian support.
Both countries gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1991.
However, since their independence, they have been embroiled in conflict, as noted by President Aliyev.
Prime Minister Pashinyan expressed that this agreement is a success not only for the region but for the world.
He believes a more peaceful region contributes to a safer world.
President Trump also announced the lifting of restrictions on defense cooperation between the United States and Azerbaijan.
He acknowledged the long-standing conflict and the suffering it caused both nations.
President Trump highlighted the numerous past attempts by various parties, including the European Union and Russia, to resolve this conflict.
Officials within the Trump administration have been working diligently for months to secure this agreement.
President Trump emphasized the significance of this achievement on his social media platform, Truth Social.
He stated that many leaders had attempted to end the war without success until now.
Lawrence O'Donnell discussed Vice President J.D. Vance and a meeting about the Epstein scandal.
This meeting was initially planned to be held at the vice president's residence.
O'Donnell reported on The Last Word that the dinner meeting never actually occurred.
A leak from inside the Trump White House prevented the meeting from happening.
O'Donnell stated that the vice president's residence was the worst possible choice of venue.
He explained that it is very easy for the press to observe who enters the residence.
O'Donnell suggested that staking out the driveway would be sufficient to monitor attendees.
This leak indicates an attempt to control the narrative around Trump and Epstein.
The White House seems to be actively trying to manage this information.
The choice of the vice president's residence was a significant oversight.
This situation highlights the difficulties of maintaining privacy in high-profile positions.
The leak itself suggests internal conflict within the White House.
The attempted meeting raises questions about the relationship between Trump and Epstein.
O'Donnell's reporting sheds light on the ongoing efforts to reshape this narrative.
The canceled meeting underscores the sensitivity of the Epstein scandal.
The White House leak demonstrates the challenges of controlling information flow.
Researchers have linked the gut and brain to the onset of Parkinson's disease.
A recent study identified gut microbes and linked them with decreased vitamin B2 and vitamin B7.
This suggests a potential treatment using B vitamins.
Supplementation therapy targeting these vitamins may alleviate Parkinson's symptoms and slow disease progression.
Parkinson's disease impacts almost 10 million people globally.
Symptoms can begin with constipation and sleep problems years before motor issues and dementia.
People with Parkinson's disease often experience microbiome changes before other signs appear.
Researchers analyzed fecal samples from patients with Parkinson's disease and healthy controls in Japan.
They compared their results with data from China, Taiwan, Germany, and the United States of America.
While different bacteria were involved in different countries, they all influenced B vitamin synthesis pathways.
Changes in gut bacteria were associated with a decrease in vitamin B2 and vitamin B7 in people with Parkinson's disease.
The lack of B vitamins was linked to a decrease in short-chain fatty acids and polyamines.
These molecules help create a healthy mucus layer in the intestines.
Deficiencies in these molecules could lead to a thinner intestinal mucus layer, increasing intestinal permeability.
This weakened layer may expose the intestinal nervous system to toxins like cleaning chemicals and pesticides.
These toxins can lead to the overproduction of molecules that amass in dopamine-producing brain cells.
Authorities are investigating a shooting between a Ralph's security guard and a suspect in downtown San Diego.
This incident took place around 4:53 p.m. outside a Ralph's grocery store located at 1st Avenue and G Street.
According to the San Diego Police Department, the security guard and the suspect exchanged gunfire.
A federal agent who witnessed the event pursued and apprehended the suspect.
The suspect was apprehended at 1st Avenue and E Street.
The reason for the shooting remains unclear at this time.
Fortunately, no injuries have been reported.
This is a developing story, and updates will be provided as more information becomes available.
The shooting occurred in downtown San Diego on Friday afternoon.
Both the suspect and the security guard discharged their firearms.
The federal agent played a key role in the swift apprehension of the suspect.
The intersection of 1st Avenue and G Street is the specific location of the incident.
It is important for the public to remain informed about events like these.
Further details about the circumstances leading up to the shooting are currently being investigated.
The San Diego Police Department is actively involved in the investigation.
The absence of injuries is a positive aspect of this concerning situation.
Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay aware, and join us again for more updates that matter. Until next time.
Thanks for staying informed. See you in the next episode.